please remember to leave a like, a comment, share the video about, and if you haven't already, subscribe. Thank you. Well, isn't this just fantastic? Hello everyone, welcome to This Week at X. We're going to start with the Hok Tour trend. This was trending in places like the WWE, all over social media, because of one video. This video.
How many is on your roster?
There's only one I want. I love you, Pookie, forever.
How do you get over a breakup?
The only way to get over one is get under another. Beat the cobwebs off this thing.
This motherfucker don't miss.
What's one move in bed that makes a man go crazy every time?
Oh, you gotta give him that Hok Tour and spit on that thing. You get me?
Now, I found this quite fascinating because it turns out this girl doesn't have social media, so no one could find her. All suggestions that were made on social media for what she could do with her career, merch for example, an Only Fupa Fibro failed adult film acting page, all went on deaf ears because there was no way she'd ever know. Eventually, a week later, she resurfaced at a Zach Bryan concert. I have no idea who that is, but that's where she turned up. She can't sing for shit, but that was something she willingly admitted later. And at least she had the balls to do it. Then again, somebody who got all the criticism she got for the Hok Tour thing, and the praise, lots of criticism. It was funny to me. To have the balls to get on stage, nothing but credit. In fact, I took no real issue with her making the statement in the first place. But there were those who were a bit more conservative, let's say that. A bit more repressed, who were less than okay with somebody, a young woman, suggesting she spit on that thing. In some instances, I wish you the very best of luck getting it in without a spit. I can't resist. Okay, it's hilarious. I found it funny. Personality, yes, she has it. The idea of her doing an Only Fupa Fibro failed adult film acting page, though, seemed like a bit of a, downward step. Podcast seems redundant. To be honest, she could well fall under the bracket of Bevo, known for doing one thing, going viral over one thing. You know the rules. 7 out of 10. But then falling off. Now, in Bevo's case, it actually ties into her spit on that thing, because he just swallows things without giving it a good, well, chew or suck, really, depending on your preferences. I should probably post her update, because on social media, she resurfaced with a video statement. I'll post it here before we move on.
3 awesome things that have changed my life so far since all this has happened. Number 1, I got over my stage fright. I sang in front of 80,000 people with Zach Bryan the other night, and I cannot sing for but I did it anyway. Number 2, I quit my job at the Spring Factory, and so I don't have to eat Taco Bell all the time, but I'm still going to do it anyways. Number 3, I actually have to get ready more than one time out of the week now. I'm not allowed to look like Adam Sandler anymore. Well, it's not all delightful. Here are 3 things that have not been so great here lately. Number 1, I have to convince my pawpaw not to shoot the paparazzi outside of our house every day.
So next, IShowSpeed has been on a European tour. This European tour is in support of the 2024 European Football Championship. How exciting for him. He's been to Poland, where he saw some rather interesting bottles of things that had the word black on. You don't want to know the rest of that. Caricatures being drawn, meeting fans. The part we need to go to is July the 3rd in Oslo, where he was broadcasting from inside a souvenir shop, where he looked down upon a large crowd of fans gathering outside. He got them to successfully chant, a catchphrase from Cristiano Ronaldo. He got rather exuberant, as he typically does, and ended up injuring his ankle. This may have become a bit of his undoing, to be honest. In short order, he left the store, getting carried away by security guards. Okay, that's the part we need to go to next, and I don't know if I'm going to be allowed to play this, because Speed is the type to copyright claim literally anything that he's in, because he's a bit of a bit. I'm going to say now, I don't support what happened, I just find it highly amusing. I'm allowed to, because as is well known, I'm a dickhead. Just because I don't support it though, doesn't mean we can't all sit back and appreciate that there are consequences to our action, something which Speed is not the best at accepting. His behaviour over the years has been quite entertaining. He doesn't really have much in the way of physicality to back up what he says, so he does have to rely on bigger people to do it for him. He's quite fortunate, really, that it wasn't like Kai Cenat's gathering in Times Square last year, in the sense that Speed hasn't ended up with some kind of fine. Then again, last time he was in Europe, he went to Amsterdam and he had to flee on someone else's boat because of all the fans that wanted to meet him. He digs himself quite the hole. Here's some video proof that you can enjoy. If you want to enjoy it. You might notice someone attempting a coup de grace. Yes, it was quite spectacular. It was also claimed in the video that he was covered in urine, his hair pulled out. And some tried to get into his vehicle while he was being escorted to safety. Not entirely sure where in Norway safety could exist, but you know what? You do you, boo. He has since gone on to claim he will not be going back to Norway ever again. What a shame. And nothing of value was lost. So next, an individual on TikTok called Harry is getting a bit of heat. He's getting a bit of heat because you've got your US presidential elections coming up, and this guy has a suggestion for you. A suggestion for those who feel disillusioned by the candidates, plural. This suggestion has gone down like a lump of lead, and there's a video to accompany it. I should insert, I have no horse in your race. My country has just voted to erase the Conservatives for the time being because they're moron. That doesn't necessarily mean they're pro-Labour, just to be clear, but that's a subject for another day.
Look, I get it. I know there are people out there who want a different candidate. Instead of complaining, instead of being so sad about the current prospects, how about you lace up, get a clipboard, and go out there and go door to door and try to convince your neighbors to vote for Joe Biden.
What? Like, this is funny, but it's actually not funny at all. Do y'all realize how dangerous that kind of rhetoric is to democracy, as they like to say? I know you don't really like this presidential candidate, and you have your legitimate reasons to not want to vote for him, but I don't care. Go convince people to vote for him anyways.
Yes, well, mob mentality does usually involve some form of collective attitude, doesn't it? In this instance, that TikTok user is an absolute smeghead. So next, over on Twitter, Niche Gamer, a British man sentenced to 4 months in prison. I did a YouTube short on the Halls of Injustice YouTube channel about this. Basically, this man, using a fidget in his hands, was carrying a rather small master sword, which was, by the way, in its fecking scabbard. It was sheathed, it was hidden, but this was enough for him to be arrested and sent to 4 months in prison for carrying the master sword. B-Tech Zelda here got 4 months. Warwickshire Police, you're not just a parody, you're a joke of a parody. You're the parody we tell parodies where parodies come from. I'm impressed at the level of stupid involved, because this level of stupid can only come from the police. To actually harm someone with that, because it is a letter opener and a fidget, you'd have to run at them to do it. Because you're not going across the street or down the road, you have to impale. You've got more chance of causing harm with the freaking scabbard by sticking it down someone's throat than you have with the freaking letter opener itself. So next I'm going to show a rather heated exchange between two users that ends with a rather weird threat. Violet Myers had sent a DM to an individual called Keyblade Volo, who had put an image of that request out by saying, I don't want your attention, I want you to stop being that and a disgrace to your dad, you're staying in message requests. Reply, my dad says hi by the way. This is the closest you'll get to any amount of female interaction. Volo replies, I hope all the unalived children you aborted come haunt you in your dream tonight. Wow. Reply, 1, I don't need to because I actually don't do cream pies, thank God. 2, reverse Uno card, your mum should have aborted you, but she had raw sex, oh man, to have you. So technically she's that word. It's appearing again. Volo, online prostitutes don't deserve speaking rights, not reading all of that. Reply though, can't wait to dox you. Not good, Violet. Reply, ooh, I'm so scared, go back to sucking BBCs, not the television network. Reply, and getting paid for it, unlike your mum. Volo, my mum went to school and became a successful individual without having to sell her soul. You can't say the same. Reply, you knowing of my existence says it all. It's okay to have post-nut clarity. Reply, I hope you get the help you need one day, Violet. Reply, I hope you do too, love, because spending this much time on Twitter without getting paid must be terrible. Volo, I got money coming in while still pursuing my education. Don't worry, I think you took too many cum shots to the head and it's affecting your critical thinking skill. Violet, honestly, same. Adult work has been funding my degrees, but to be honest, I mostly get those on my so I wouldn't know. Reply, the joke writes themselves. Violet, you're just mad. I didn't give you your custom on time. Whatever, I'm done. Violet, with all due respect, there's way better online prostitutes I'd come to before you. Now, Violet has been blocking a number of people that have been quite critical of her, and you can add me to that list if you like. I don't really give a shit. You've threatened to dox somebody because of mean words on the internet. Doesn't matter what you do as a profession, people will judge you regardless. I get judged all the time. It's quite common. It doesn't matter, really. It's sticks and stones may break my bones, but words will never hurt me. We do not seek to tear them down by revealing their true name, their demon form. Oh no. Don't dox, alright? Violet, don't dox. The final thing I want to show you are a bunch of images that were doing their rounds concerning Brad Taste. Brad Taste met up with Ethan and Leila Klein. This got them a lot of blowback. That's it. I knew I'd get there eventually. Brad had tweeted out great moves, including images of him with Ethan and Leila. Later retweeting, this image made a statement that I did not intend to make, and I'd like to apologize for people who were hurt or upset by this. I also apologize for my quick response, as it was dismissive towards people who care about me and others deeply. Also tweeting, I am aware that being around Ethan and Leila at the moment is very questionable. I wanted to meet them despite people's valid criticisms of them. I am aware this is a bad look, and posting a photo with them upset many people. Ethan didn't really appreciate that, and on Instagram said, this is Brad. Someone on the crew was kind enough to get him VIP tickets so he was able to come backstage and hang out with us. I had the chance to speak with him for a little while and thought he was a nice guy. Here he is apologizing for taking a photograph with me, because I am a Zionist. What does this even mean? To those that use the word as an insult, it simply means anyone that believes Israel has the right to continue to exist. According to recent polling, that would include 90% of the world's Jewish population. That means that Brad here would need to apologize for taking a photograph with 9 out of 10 Jews. Whatever criticism I have voiced for Israel, whatever financial contributions I've made to the people of Gaza, nothing will ever be enough. Because I, like 90% of all Jews, am a Zionist. I believe I've been on the receiving end of rabid anti-Semitism ever since October the 7th. But this one made me especially sad. I'm not going to be drawn in on the discussion of Zionism, of Palestine, Gaza, or Israel, but somebody posting photos of them meeting people they want to meet and then bending over to the mob makes you look weak. It doesn't mean you're being dismissive, by the way, Brad, of other people's criticisms, but it now does make you look dismissive of the other perspective because of the louder voices. That's interesting.